if you're saying that we cannot peacefully protest in our country because we're fueling tensions?
South Africa, as I mentioned before, has a high crime rate. You mentioned there the corruption that has taken place within the police, within the government, that's being investigated, that has been exposed over many years. Is this not a case of holding the authorities to account? Because I'll also point you to some other data, which is that foreigners make up only about 3.9% of the population in South Africa. So
okay, so 3.9%. If you're saying to me foreign nationals make up 3.9% of, you see, the funny part is you keep bringing up these statistics and they are absolutely not even related to our conversation right now. You're saying 3.9% of foreigners are in this country. Those are foreigners that are walking around with documents. I'm telling you, we have an illegal immigrants crisis in this country. So your line of questioning should be in line with that illegal immigrants that we have in the country. You can't be bringing out statistics about foreigners and telling me that the crisis that we're dealing with is not real because you're going to bring out statistics on foreigners. Foreigners are in this country, and the 3.9% is only the ones that we know. We have millions and millions and millions of them that every time we have to walk around and do operations, nobody can find them. They're in our prisons. They're running away. You've got videos and videos that you can actually go on the internet, like right now, and I'm asking you, go on the internet, find these videos of foreign nationals running away because they're undocumented in this country. We're not creating that as a theory to try and blame foreign nationals for the crimes that are going on in our country. That's not what we're doing. For years, ever since our democracy has been in existence, we've been living with foreign nationals. That's 30-something years later. But we're saying right now, what we have is a crisis. It doesn't need you to write stories about how South Africans are attacking foreign nationals, because that is not the true reality of the story. Exactly what happened now on this particular march, as you're saying, we must hold our government accountable. That is exactly what we were doing. We were marching as South Africans to go and hand over a memorandum to our government and tell them that we're unhappy with foreign nationals. One of those foreign nationals, or even 2 or 3, I don't even know what the actual number is, ran over a South African who was at the march. That is how the tensions began to be fueled. That is the story that you should be telling. Why are foreign nationals in this country so brazen that when South Africans are marching, they decide they're going to run over a South African? One of the other guys runs over to try and assist, calls 2 other guys to come and assist. And when he does that, the one guy gets stabbed by these foreigners and ambushed, stabbed in the hand. The one guy gets stabbed in the back as he's trying to run away. And the other guy is stabbed on the head. These are actual people that we had to watch while we were marching. The march had to stop because these people came to report, hey, look, we're having trouble because foreigners are stabbing us. That is how things got out of hand, not because South Africans are crazy and decided that foreign nationals are a problem. Who goes to stab people in their own country just because they're having a peaceful protest? Who does that? Why are you not questioning the foreign nationals and their behavior in this country? Why are you questioning me about our stand and marching to our government to hold our government accountable? Nobody was there trying to fight with foreign nationals. It's them who came and stabbed a South African and stabbed another one and knocked over another one. I'm talking about 4 casualties here. That is the actual story here.
I have been researching this, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Reading the news reporting from this, we haven't seen evidence of people being arrested, so we don't know who actually carried out these crimes and the numbers of people who were injured there. So there seems to be a lack of information, and particularly at a time when there is a lot of misinformation online, on social media. The concern from critics is that this is fueling disinformation there in South Africa.
So who is supposed to give you that information? Who is supposed to get arrested? And if someone is not arrested, does that mean that the videos that we provided are not real?
Could you share the videos with us as well of these people who carried out these crimes and then also the stabbings? That would be really helpful
We
for us
don't
in
have
clarifying what
have
happened.
videos of people who carried out the crimes. We've got videos of the people who were stabbed when they were in hospital.
When they're in, so that is part of the challenge, Jacinta, because it's difficult to say that it was foreign nationals who came and did A, B, C, D.
So what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting to me? Are you suggesting to me that we stabbed our own people?
No, I'm not suggesting.
Are you suggesting that the people who were stabbed are lying and creating stories? What are you suggesting here? Because if you're saying it's difficult to prove, I'm saying to you, let me put it to you. I'm saying to you, I'm going to provide you videos of 4 people who are in hospital after being stabbed and run over by a car by foreign nationals. These videos have these people actually saying what happened to them in the videos. And you're saying to me that that is not enough evidence to you because you feel that this evidence must be supported by what?
Usually there is an investigation, there is a trail of people who've been arrested. When you've taken this information to the police, what have they said?
I think if you're dismissing me telling you that there's video evidence and people providing video evidence of themselves stabbed, I'm not talking about people here who you're going to see just standing there. I'm talking about actual blood, actual wounds, actually sitting in hospital. And you're saying to me that's not enough evidence. I really am starting to wonder, what is the objective of this interview? Are you really trying to get the real story, or are you trying to prove that South Africans are mad people who are just attacking foreign nationals? Because your line of questioning is very questionable. Very questionable.
The point is, everyone that we do speak to, we do have to ask them the tough questions, right?
No, this is not asking me tough questions.
Those who might see things...
No, you are not asking me tough questions if I'm saying to you I'm going to give you evidence, and then you turn around and tell me that you can't accept the evidence that I'm going to give you. What's the tough question? I'm talking about actual things.
I did ask you, and I said, that's why I did ask, please send us that evidence. It is important to send us that evidence. The question then is, what my follow-up question was that, does this video evidence show the people who did carry out the attacks? And that's where the gap is.
But I'm saying to you, so these people are in a march, right at the back, listening to this. One gets knocked over by a car, and then the other one gets stabbed. And you're saying to me, I must have actual videos of the people who did it. So I'm saying to you, I'm asking you again, is it not enough that they were stabbed and you can see their stab wounds, you can hear their stories, their actual stories in the video that I'm going to give you. You can see their actual wounds on the head. Are you by some means implying that we would create such a story just because we're trying to paint foreign nationals as the negative people?
The march did turn violent, as you know, as has been widely reported. The point that's disputed is what sparked that violence and the people who have been affected by that violence.
Is that a question?
Just to go back to the reasons for the protest, you mentioned that you were angry at the appointment of a new Nigerian King community leader there. Why were you angered by this?
Because we've got our own kings and our own royalty and our own leaders in this country. And Nigerians have been disrespectful to us for a long time, carrying out rituals and ceremonies that we have strongly rejected before, but they don't stop doing it, and it is disrespectful to the current kings and queens that we have in our own country.
Thank you. Jacinta, I want to be fair to you. Would it be okay if Richard stays in communication, if you could send us the video of the people who were stabbed and then also of the statement from the Hawks as well? Would that be okay?
Look, I think I'm just disappointed in your questioning, and I was just hoping that you're still going to go on and maybe try and just a little bit sympathize with South Africans and what we're going through, because we're not crazy, hey? We're not just here on a witch hunt trying to find foreigners to blame. We've been tolerant, we've been patient, we've been accepting, and every time we try and stand up for ourselves, we're labeled as xenophobic. And the one time that South Africans do get intimidated by foreigners, stabbed even, that's not the story that you're after. You're after the story that we're the ones that are after foreign nationals. And it's disappointing, this level of journalism. And we've put up with it for a very long time. And right now, I'm not going to accept that you're going to ask me questions that are the hard questions to me, but you're not going to be willing to hear out the actual real story of what happened on the day and what's happening in South Africa. Those statistics that you're giving me do not paint a picture of what's happening on the ground every single day. And if you want a real picture, come from wherever you are or send someone here. I will go with them to paint the real picture of the stories that are happening in South Africa. You can't be telling our stories in the way that you are, in the manner that you are, that makes us seem like we're the ones that are at fault every single time. Our country is falling apart. Girls are getting raped, trafficked all the time. Children, babies even getting trafficked. There's a drug crisis in our country. There's people who are unemployed. As the highest unemployed country in the world, we have to keep quiet because we're scared journalists are going to paint us as the negative people. When foreigners come into our country, undocumented, and they replace us as cheap labor, they're basically slaves in this country. But you don't want us to tell that story because that's not what you want to hear. You are on a hunt to make sure that you hang us in front of the rest of the world and make us seem like the people who are wrong for standing up for our country. We've got children here who deserve a future. We've got children who have no future right now, who can't even find spaces in schools because there's foreign nationals in all our schools. There's women and children who are sleeping on the floors, giving birth on the floors. And you're not willing to hear that story out because you so badly want us to be the bad people. And we're not going to accept that anymore. This is our country. This is the future of this country. And if you want to, as international journalists, paint us as bad people so that you can sell a story, do that, but not at our expense. We're going to fight for our country, and we don't care whether you want to make foreign nationals seem like the victims here. These people are armed every single day. They've got guns. 25 children died here in our country because of them selling rotten food in their tuck shops. But you come here and you give me statistics about crime. If you are the journalist, why are you not the one going to research the news that you're going to be asking me about? Why are you not doing your research and coming to me and asking me the hard questions that you claim? And those hard questions are one-sided. No, you're not going to do this anymore to us. We are not going to do that. We've suffered enough as South Africans, tolerating all this negative journalism from foreign journalists trying to make us seem like a country of people who are not okay in the head so that we can keep tolerating foreign nationals. All of these NGOs and NPOs that these foreign countries have brought here and are funded by the United Nations and Open Society and all of them are coming into our country and funding all these NPOs to keep flooding us with foreign nationals and illegal immigrants and painting them as refugees. We've tolerated this nonsense for way too long. Way too long. You can carry on with your interview, but I'm telling you, you are not going to paint us as negative people. You can share this with the rest of the world. I don't care. But you are not going to paint us as negative people anymore in our country for standing up for our children and the future of our children. If it was your country, you are not going to tolerate this. If it was white people that are being affected, you are not going to tolerate this. Now it must be black people that suffer because you keep flooding us with illegal immigrants and then painting a picture of us being bad people. It's enough now. It's enough.